What's up guys, Chris Allen Fitness, coming to you from inside the cage. This episode is about a DIY preacher curl machine. I was scrolling through Facebook and I came across an ad for this. It's called the Preacher Pad. It sells for $129.95 and I will put a link to it in the description, and I thought, maybe I can make something just like that all by myself with things that I've already purchased so I can do it for free. So I thought I'd show you the ways I came up with to do a preacher curl at home with things that you may already own. Here's a reason you may not want to do a preacher curl. It has to do with the direction of force and how gravity is acting on the weight, in this case a dumbbell, but it worked the same if I was using a barbell. As you see right here, you can see the direction from this nifty little arrow thing I figured out how to do of where gravity is pulling. No matter how I do it, the direction of force remains the same. But oftentimes on a preacher curl, you're more like this. So again, the direction of force remains the same, but now the most difficult part of the exercise is right about here. And if I really wanted to, I could just do one like that, in which you probably can't see it, but my bicep muscles are actually twitching holding this here. And this position looks very similar to what you often see in an MMA bout with an arm bar. So you might want to consider, if the position I'm in while doing an exercise looks like a submission hold in jiu-jitsu or an MMA bout, maybe you want to modify the exercise just a little bit. Example number one, if you happen to have a 45-degree back extension, do preacher curls on it. And even if you don't have dumbbells, you can always get creative with the local animals that you may have access to in doing a preacher curl. You can also turn it into a spider curl like this. Lean over the edge so your arm hangs straight down and curl it up like so. Another option is just use your bench to do a preacher curl. The only downside being, to get two arms on here, you've got to do a kind of a narrow placement of your elbows, but it can be done. Another way is, if you have a cable machine like I do, you can sit down using a cat as additional weight to keep you from being pulled forward, or not. Drive your elbows into your knees and curl. Now you've got another way to do a preacher curl. In fact, you can even change it up a bit. Raise this up a couple of feet. Sit back down again. This time pull your elbows into your knees. And now at the peak contraction, you have more resistance than you would normally have. So more of a top range of motion only, but it can be done as a modified version of a preacher curl. Another way you can do this is to lie down flat on the floor, put your elbows into the floor, and curl as well. Another option that you have is what I'm calling a swinging concentration curl. So with a normal concentration curl, it's this basic movement. What you're going to do here, swing your knee in, so you're kind of getting more than a straight angle, and on the way up, now bring your knee out so that when you're fully contracted, you actually have more resistance. So you swing your knee back and forth as you're doing the exercise. Or you really exaggerate the lean and you get a preacher curl going like that. Another option is a wedge pillow. This one, my wife purchased on Amazon for, I believe, $23, and since she purchased it, it sticks with the original requirement of I didn't have to spend a single dollar on it. So you just put your arms on it and preacher curl. Another option, if you happen to have a shoulder pad like this one, this is a Rehut that my wife bought on Amazon. So again, I spent no money on it. Put it over a barbell and do a preacher curl on it like this. Just lean over it slightly and curl. Another option is this. This is a Joe Weider Super Arm Blaster. I bought this over 20 years ago at a Play It Again Sports for all of $4.99, which you can see here, the price tag is still on there. So you put it on over your head like this, grab yourself some dumbbells, or if you wanted to have a barbell, you could do that too, and curl. And then you can also exaggerate your stance, leaning back. You can lean back at the beginning to make it be more like a preacher curl, and curl up, and as you get to the top, lean in. So lean back at the beginning, and as you curl the weight up, lean forward. Another way to DIY a preacher curl. Well, there you have it. That's at least 8 different ways to do a preacher curl at home without having to buy anything, just using what you already have. Oftentimes in a home gym, your only limit is your imagination. So thanks for watching, have a great day, and please remember to click on the like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Oh my gosh, he actually got in there. Arizona, what are you doing in there? Wow, that is incredibly interesting. Well, I wonder if he's done that before. Zona, are you gonna come out of there? Zona? Arizona, you coming out? See, the cat's in there. You can see his foot. Arizona. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Okay, you'll figure out a way.